Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today, of course, I want to speak about WWE 2K20 and what I don't want to see in my career mode this year. Now, before we jump into it, I'm going to ask you to go down a little bit, click the subscribe button and hit the notifications icon, because this year we are getting all the exclusives for WWE 2K20. Going to be a lot of info and a lot of content that's going to be coming to the channel, so you guys need to hit that subscribe and the bell icon in order to notify when we get this information. So let's just jump into this straight away now. This year, WWE 2K20 has a female and a male MyCareer, a woman's MyCareer mode. That's great. That's absolutely fantastic. That's exactly what you want in the game, and in fact that's what a lot of people have wanted in the game for a few years now. But realistically, that's not the only thing people want, and it's not the only thing that I want, but there are several things that I don't want. And you've got to be honest here, you don't want these either. I mean, realistically, there are a few things that really niggle at me, but here's a few of my top ones. First off, we're going to jump in with the big ringer, the one that I actually mentioned the other day on Twitter. We don't want superstars that aren't voicing themselves. Now, this shouldn't be a hard ask, really. Last year in WWE 2K19, we got this guy.
Take it easy, partner. I'm not out here for a fight. At least not yet.
That's not John Cena. That's really not John Cena. In fact, that was such a terrible John Cena that my reaction spoke volumes.
Who went to Japan and beat Nakamura and AJ Styles in the Dome of all places.
That's not John Cena.
And I'm sure all of you thought the exact same thing. Who the hell is this guy? This isn't John Cena. Who's voicing John Cena for this guy? I just... what's going on? As far as I'm concerned, 2K shouldn't put superstars in the game in a career mode where they require voiceover, but they're not available to request that. I can't get somebody to do voiceover, but I want them in a movie. I wouldn't put Jean-Claude Van Damme's likeness in it and just do the voiceover myself. Just terrible. They shouldn't have done it. It shouldn't have happened. John Cena didn't really need to be in story mode last year for MyCareer. It wasn't necessary. You could have just nixed him, put somebody else in. How he got through, how somebody said, yeah, that sounds like John Cena. We're definitely going to release it exactly like this. Sounds good. It wasn't. It's terrible. But of course, this is just my opinion. Maybe you thought that was the greatest John Cena impression you've ever heard. I mean, I don't think it was. Like, it was absolutely terrible. You can't win everything. So, moving on to my next one. Realistically, this is of course something that nobody wants to see in the game, and that's things like broken cutscenes. There were a couple in MyCareer mode last year, but one of the ones that really kind of got me and riled me up quite a bit was of course the audio lag.
We are gathered here tonight for a very special occasion, to celebrate a milestone that only the most successful television programs reach. This is the 100th episode of Ms. TV.
Audio lag in WWE 2K19 was all over the place from the commentary, but I didn't expect it in a pre-recorded cutscene in MyCareer mode. That was just... why? Why? The funny thing is that earlier on this year, I actually booted up MyCareer mode to play through it again. Now, you'd think that with all the patches that they released for the game, that actually would have been one of the things that they'd have patched, but no, they didn't patch it. It's still there. The audio lag in this game for that cutscene was just shocking. It's like they didn't play the career mode before they released it, and they didn't care after they released it. That really annoyed me. Now, anybody who says that it didn't annoy them is completely lying, because let's face it, if you are playing a game, you want to have that immersion and be playing the game as the character that you are in that game. You don't want to be sat there thinking to yourself, oh man, why are my characters doing stuff? It just doesn't make any sense. But that's of course a couple of things in my career mode that really annoyed me. The other thing that really annoyed me is the fact that it was too short. I don't want my career mode this year to be so ridiculously short. It was a great mode. It needed a few tweaks. There's no denying that. It needed tweaks. But it needed to be longer. WWE 2K20 has a women's and a man's MyCareer mode, so it makes sense this year to actually make the story longer, to actually have some substance to it as well. I mean, completing it in a few hours, it's all fun, but realistically, I don't want to be just completing it in a few hours. I want something that I can sink my teeth into. Back in the day, Ukes used to work with WWE creative writers to try and come up with some crazy stories for the SmackDown vs. Raw series. I don't know what the situation is, whether or not they still do that with 2K, but this is obviously completely up in the air. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, 2K could just be writing them themselves. They could have their own creative department for all I know. All I know is that Ukes used to do that. And for all those people out there that keep saying, I miss THQ. You don't miss THQ, miss Ukes. THQ just published the game. They didn't really do much. So, that's the thing. That was all Ukes, all the way up to 2K. THQ just published. So this year, obviously, when it comes down to it, I want to see some better cutscenes this year in MyCareer. I don't want audio lag. I don't want superstars in the game that aren't voicing themselves. These are a few things that I don't want to see in MyCareer this year. Fundamentally, it's gotta be better. It's got to be longer. It's got to be QA'd properly, because it needs to be. Because we can't have things happening in the MyCareer mode that don't get patched. These things should be addressed before it even goes to shop. If it goes to retail and it's got this kind of bug in it, it's gonna ruin the experience straight from the off. I mean, it was funny at the time, but when I booted it up to play through it again with MyCareer, and it was still there, that's red lights all over that. That shouldn't be the case. That shouldn't be the case at all, but it is. So, I don't know, make of it what you will. I personally am hoping for better MyCareer this year, and from what I've seen, just the clips alone, WWE 2K20's MyCareer is already intriguing me. I mean, let's face it, it's not like every day you see Papa Shango in a boiler room in a game this year. You never see that. Papa Shango hasn't been used in a MyCareer story for a very long time. I don't even know when the last time it was. Maybe somebody should Google that. I'm not Googling it. I'm just telling you. And the graphics look fantastic as well. So it looks like we might actually get more insane antics in MyCareer mode this year. That's what I'm hoping for. Don't want the usual bugs that we're going to get with it. But I'm hoping this year as well, and I've heard, at least anyway, that branching cutscenes could be possibly a thing. That maybe your choices do actually affect the story this year, which means multiple playthroughs. Quite possibly. I'd love to see that sort of thing, because let's face it, when you used to play the old SmackDown vs. Raw games, you play them multiple times because you could alter things, you could change the outcome, you could have a completely different story because they did have branching cutscenes. I don't know, maybe it's something they're going to put in this year, but I'm hoping for it. But those are the things that I don't want to see in WWE 2K20. What do you not want to see in WWE 2K20? In fact, let's put a positive spin on this for the end of the video. What do you want to see in WWE 2K20's MyCareer mode? What do you want to see? What are the things you're going to be looking out for? What are the things that you'd improve on for the game this year? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more WWE 2K20 content. Remember, we are getting all the exclusives this year, so it's super important that you do that. Because again, everything covered this year. I mean everything. So, get down there. Catch you in the next video.